Okay, so I just found out the news that unfortunately we lost Charlie Kirk. He was shot doing one of his events at a campus that he normally does, which he just goes out there and debates college kids about either politics or just any other issues that are out there. And I wasn't planning on making like this video. I never really wanted to make a video like this, but yeah. So I just got the news that he got shot, and unfortunately, he didn't make it. For those of you that don't know Kirk, which I don't know how you don't know who he is, but he was a conservative commentary person, and he did a lot of debates in his career on YouTube. And this is just from a fan. I never knew the guy personally. I was just a fan of his. I watched a lot of his videos where he would absolutely just crush college kids on whatever topic they were debating on. And he was just really good at what he did. And it's just a really sad situation. The person who shot him is in custody, so there is a small silver lining in this whole thing. Hopefully they just throw the book at the guy and he never sees daylight. I mean, I'll go even as far as maybe even him deserving the death penalty, because I feel like if you take a life, you should lose your life for taking a life. But nonetheless, unfortunately, Charlie Kirk, it's already been announced that he's already gone. And this is just from a fan perspective. I didn't know him personally. It's sad, when you lose somebody you love. So obviously, my condolences to the family and friends of his that actually were really close. Me, I'm just a fan, and it's just a really hard situation. I mean, he was just out there doing what he wanted to do with his life, and he was just out there, just a normal filming day on Utah campus, I believe, and unfortunately he got shot, and more unfortunately, he ended up losing his life over this, and it's just a really sad situation. I wasn't even planning on making a video like this. I didn't want to make a video like this, but fortunately, it's the world that we live in today. People disagree with you, and so they just feel like they have a right to take your life, which that should never ever be the case. There's people that I disagree with that I don't want them dead, even though I think they're wrong. And hopefully, whoever disagrees with me, don't want me dead. They just think I'm either wrong or just stupid, or one to two or whatever. But Charlie, he was a good debater. He really set the record straight on almost anybody he debated, and the guy also had a good humor. For those who don't know what South Park is basically a show, and this is the only reason why I bring up South Park, is because South Park is basically a show where they make fun of people. And if you're on that show, I feel like, because I am a fan of South Park, I feel like it's a badge of honor, because you're actually somebody when they're talking about you on South Park. And so that was kind of a huge, I wouldn't say huge honor, but in my view, just because South Park made fun of Charlie Kirk before all this happened, I thought the episode was funny. And Charlie Kirk, and the whole reason why I even bring this up is because Charlie Kirk did a reaction to him on South Park where they were making fun of him, but he knew that that if you're on South Park and they make fun of you, you actually are somebody. You actually achieved a lot in life. So it's kind of like almost like a badge of honor almost, but one of the reasons why I bring up South Park is because there's a video reaction of him actually reacting to the episode of him in the South Park episode where they're, talking about how he's the best master debater, which is a funny play on words, but it just shows the character of Charlie Kirk, of who he was, and he was able to do what a lot of people can't do, and which is, have a good laugh at yourself. Basically, enjoy comedy, and just laugh at yourself. And I watched that video. Like I said, I've been a fan of his, so I watched a lot of his videos whenever he was out there debating with college kids and all that other stuff. But it just shows the type of person that he was. He was the type of person who enjoyed life. He was able to laugh at himself. He definitely loved comedy. He even was taking the word master debater, which is a play on words, and he was making like shirts and content with what came from South Park, and that's just who some of what Charlie Kirk was. He was able to laugh at himself, which a lot of people can't do nowadays. Just to be able to have a good sense of humor. He was a good person. He was a big, huge master debater, and he was just really good with his words, and he gave people the facts and reality of the situations, and nobody really could outperform him in terms of debating. And he was just on a good guy. Now, I didn't know him personally. I'm just a fan of his work. And so when I found this out, of course it was kind of just took me a step back of, just losing people you love and care about. Unfortunately, I've lost my cousin to a unfortunate drowning accident, and it's been really hard. I don't really like to think about it because it still hurts to this day to even thinking about. So I just try to move on, not move on, but like basically just continue to live life, because I know that's what she would want, and I also believe that that's what Charlie would want for his family and his friends. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. It's gonna hurt, and it sucks, and it's terrible. And I think Charlie would just want his family and friends to not get over it. But all I'm saying is I have to choose my words. I'm trying to choose my words carefully and wisely here. But I think he would just want them, to like not stop enjoying life, not stop living life, and just try to do the best they can to carry on without him. But it's not going to be easy. It's definitely going to be rough. I just can't believe this happened. Charlie Kirk, he was a good guy, good man, excellent debater. He was good. He had a good sense of humor. It just sucks that we lost another conservative. I mean, first they try to take out Trump, and I don't want to use the word they because I think it was just like one person, but I mean, I can feel like I can safely assume that this person disagreed with Charlie, and unfortunately they took it to that level, and hopefully they never see daylight again in their life. But luckily, the small lighting is that he is in custody, and hopefully they just throw the book at this person, whoever did it. Don't know much about the subject, but that's not what this is about. This is about Charlie Kirk and all the things he's done for the conservative movement, and just all the people that he helped throughout his life, encouraged people throughout his life, and just motivated a bunch of people in his life, and the people that he's helped throughout his life. And It's just a really sucky situation, and I wish something like this would not happen. Period. But unfortunately, it's just the world that we live in, and it's just a really sad situation. Charlie, being a fan of his, um, it was just he was just bringing like really good content every single day. It seems like, I mean, he always been working his butt off to just bring content to his viewers and to his fan base, which I'm a part of. I'm a big fan of his. I was a big fan of his, and he was just all around a great guy, a good sense of humor. He enjoyed life, and it's gonna be hard for his family and friends, even as a fan. It's gonna be hard for me. This is just tragic and terrible, and I just I don't really know what else to say other than, I mean, we got to do something to stop this stuff from happening. There's some people saying that this is going to cause a civil war between conservatives and the left, but honestly, I mean, war is death. People are going to die if that. I don't think this will be a civil war outcome, but I mean, it's getting pretty close, I would say. You know, I mean, enough is enough. Just because you disagree with somebody does not give you the right to hurt them or their friends or family in any type of way. And this is just really unacceptable. It really is. And I'm going to miss Charlie, and I'm going to miss all of his videos absolutely destroying the woke college students, absolutely just destroying every single argument they came up against him with, and just the way he presented himself on camera, and you could just tell he was a good guy in person also. I never met him in person, but just as a fan, you can just tell, or even if you weren't just a fan, you could just tell the type of person he was in. He was the type of person he was. He was a good man. He had a good sense of humor, and he was very, very smart and intelligent. And it just sucks that we lost him. And I don't really know what's going to happen from here, but definitely all thoughts and prayers are to his family and friends. I can only imagine what they're going through at this moment. Because just as a fan, I feel kind of really just hurt and upset after all this, and I don't really know what else to say. I still just can't believe this even happened, because he always had security with him whenever he was at these college campuses, And yeah, so he's definitely going to be missed. He was a Christian, so in that sense, I do believe that he is in heaven. But that doesn't make it nonetheless easier for his friends and family to have to now, continue living life without him. But I do believe that that's what he would want them to, continue to live life. But it's not going to be easy, obviously, and it's going to be really hard for them to do that. Completely understandable. This is a tragic situation. This should have never happened. Charlie Kirk, he was a good man, a good role model, a good master debater. And, yeah, he's definitely going to be missed. So all my thoughts and all my prayers are definitely with his family and friends. Say a prayer for them tonight, today, whatever. And just keep them in your thoughts. And thank you, Charlie. As a fan, I can say thank you for bringing all great content. None of his videos were ever dull. They were always entertaining, never boring, and it was really funny to watch him own a lot of woke college students who thought they knew a thing or two about either this or that, but he set the record straight on them and then just absolutely destroyed their arguments. So he did bring a lot of laughs and a lot of smiles in my life personally, just as a fan. So I can only imagine that's probably like 10 times more to his family and friends, the people who were, personally knew him. But this one's a tough one. Yeah. Losing Charlie Kirk is a tough one, but it's definitely going to be yeah. Well, my thoughts and prayers definitely go out to his friends and family. I'm really sorry that you lost a loved one. Um, they say, you know, as time heals all wounds. But just from my own experience to losing my cousin, I would say that's not. I mean, it helps, but it don't completely heal the wound. It help time as time goes by. It does help, but the pain's always going to be there. I don't even like to think about my cousin that often because it just hurts too much to think about. But my thoughts and prayers go out to his family and friends, and thank you so much, Charlie Kirk, for all you've done. Just not for the conservative movement, but for also YouTube and just helping people. He was a big helper. He'd help you at the drop of a dime. I only know that because of watching one of his videos, him talking about how he helped this person or that person, and he was willing. He seemed like the good type of person that was willing to do just about anything for you, and it's just really heartbreaking and tragic, and I wish this never happened. I wish I wouldn't be making this video right now, but unfortunately I am. It's just the reality of the world that we live in today, and it really does suck, honestly. It really does. People shouldn't be killing people just because you disagree with them. That's not okay. Absolutely not okay. So, definitely my thoughts and prayers are all with the family and friends of his. And R.i.p. Charlie Kirk. R.i.p. to you, sir. And thank you so much for everything you've done for people and just for your fan base and definitely your family and friends. You will be missed. And that's all I really got to say. Just R.i.p. Charlie Kirk. And my thoughts and prayers are with your friends and family. And you will be missed.